Hi, welcome to another edition of Larry's First Impression Beer Reviews. Today I have a beer from New Holland, Michigan called Dragon Milk White Bourbon Barrel Aged Stout. This is a new style for me, and I've had it one other time, but I think my palate might have been kind of skewed because we were drinking some pretty heavy beers that morning before I sampled this one. So I'm going to give it a review as if I've never tasted it before. I remember being a little bit kind of harsh in my opinion of it before I even cracked it, because really a white stout, okay, really we're going to call this Dragon's Milk as well. Is this not just New Holland trying to capitalize on Dragon's Milk? Now, don't get me wrong, Dragon's Milk is a phenomenal stout. Some of their other stuff, the Cherry Reserve stuff, is pretty good, and they're kind of branching out and really riding that dragon for all it's worth. But that's okay in the stout realm. Now, a white stout is really kind of sort of not buying in. So let's give it a fair and complete shake. My palate is clean. I have not had any beers yet today. Without that saying, let's take a quick look at the label. And of course, it's got the iconic Dragon's Milk dragon on it. And I kind of like the artwork with the scaling effect on the bottle that disappears up on it. Dragon's Milk White, Bourbon Barrel Aged White Stout, 6% ABV. And just a little bit on the back. Says smooth, creamy, and legendary. Proudly brewed in Holland, Michigan. New Holland Brewing Company. Does not have the independent craft symbol on it. The legendary part eludes me yet. Maybe they're jumping a gun, and they can call Dragon's Milk legendary because that is legendary. But the white stout riding on top of the regular Dragon's Milk, that's got a tall order to fill. So let's hope that New Holland is not just trying to capitalize on the popularity of their Dragon's Milk. That being said, I have got a nice little pint glass from them, and we're going to give this bad boy an honest, clean palate impression of what a white stout is. So normally stouts are nice dark beers, so I'm anticipating this to be more like a cream ale. If I remember right, it is not dark at all. It kind of pours off kind of like a cream ale. It's almost got a golden, yellowy kind of hue to it. Not much stouty smell at all. It smells like a beer. If you give it a real nice inhale, you can smell just a hint of the bourbon. So that label there, so you can see, because that's really its pride and joy is the label there. Love the Dragon's Milk logo. I think that they knocked that out of the park with that. That is so iconic and so cool. And I'm a big fan of Dragon's Milk. Okay, so it is very effervescent. It's cloudy, but I wouldn't say it was hazy. Almost got an orange kind of hue to it. So definitely not a dark beer. But you really got to get a good nose on it to smell any kind of distinct bourbon aromas. Wow, I've got really kind of nothing other than maybe I've got a beer. Okay, so New Holland, here's to Dragon's Milk, and here's to your white Bourbon Barrel Aged Stout. Okay, so I was wrong. My palate was skewed from the beers I was drinking before. This is actually revisiting very good. Surprisingly. The bourbon barrel flavor is definitely there. and maybe a little bit vanilla tones, and very, 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 very subtle citrusy. I wouldn't even say, yeah, don't go citrusy. Go maybe floral. I'm surprisingly enjoying it. I really wanted to hate it. Honest to God, I really wanted to hate it, just because I think that they're capitalizing on their Dragon's Milk brand. But standalone by itself, I can't really think of anything out there that I've had to compare it to. So, hey, this is not a bad beer. It's well worth trying. And if you're kind of like, okay, so who would I recommend this to? If you're going to be out and about and you want to get something for your significant other, and she is not a beer person, and you want to say, hey, this is what bourbon barrel stuff is like, but very, very mild. See if you can taste it. Get a pour. Perhaps they'll be able to taste it. Perhaps they'll really even enjoy it. But that would be who I would recommend to. I would recommend that it's maybe not something that you're going to sit around with a bunch of your bros and say, bro, I've got some white stout from New Holland, and it's just the bomb. Because it's not big flavors. Excuse me. It's not big flavors. It's not big smack you in the mouth bourbon flavors. And at 6%, it's right there in the middle of the road where you can actually enjoy it without being too worried about being put over the edge. Like other stouts, like Dragon's Milk is like, I don't know, upwards of like maybe 7 or 8% more. But yeah, so New Holland, right here in West Michigan. I think they got a pub in Grand Rapids and they got a pub in Holland. I've been to the one in Holland. It's Class A establishment. I haven't been to the one in Grand Rapids, but I hear that one is even better. Big, nice, brand new facility. Anyway, so this has been Larry for Larry's First Impression Beer Reviews. And hey, if you want to try something different, there's lots of choices out there. Don't miss out on a little bit of white stout. Cheers.